Now, there is also a concerning shortage of affordable housing for lower-income Oklahomans, especially in our two largest cities. Steve Shaw reports on an ambitious plan to address that in Tulsa and elsewhere.
Recreational facilities, including a splash pad, swimming pool, and basketball courts, are the new landscape at a spot in Tulsa that, not too many years ago, was known as the Riverview Public Housing Project.
A lot of the people that lived out here were a little rougher, and so now it's quieting down a lot.
In 2017, the Tulsa Housing Authority secured a $30 million federal grant from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. Tulsa Housing Authority Chairman Rick Neal says the city had to do something to finally address an affordable housing shortage that had plagued Tulsa, Neal says, really since the 1960s.
There had become a great deal of inertia as far as how you're dealing with solving this affordable housing issue. And so it was kind of the old model. You build some like apartment complex out in the middle of nowhere and put a folks who needed housing in them, but that was it.
The city brought in urban planner Aaron Darden, who went about coming up with the largest affordable housing effort in Tulsa's history. It's now known as River West.
While the housing is a huge component of that, and housing is always great when you rebuild it back, especially at this quality, but the people and then the neighborhood itself also is touched, which just makes for a complete overhaul of an entire community.
Darden leveraged that initial $30 million into $150 million in more investment at the state and local levels. They tore down the old 400-unit Riverview housing project in 2018, charting a course to replace it with something out of the box.
It's a mixed income community, which really is where THA has moved strategically in terms of deconcentrating poverty and looking for ways to create more equitable communities.
A month ago, work began on the sixth and final phase of the new River West development. Phase 6 is the largest phase yet, adding 80 units, bringing the River West total to 435 apartment homes. Darden says the apartments here rival higher-end apartment complexes around the city when it comes to appliances, square footage, things like that. Rent for one bedrooms starts around $1,200 a month. However, if you don't make much money, you can still live here. A percentage of the units are subsidized. There's a percentage that are partially subsidized, and there are other tenants who pay full price or the market rate each month.
And what we're most proud of is that those market rate units are the ones that went first. And
people want to live here.
Yeah, they do. And quite frankly, we were nervous because there really hasn't been a mixed income community done like this in Tulsa.
Neal says key components making River West go is access to employment, education, and mental health support.
You know, it's the idea of, not a handout, but a hand up. You know, you're going to have to do it yourself in the end.
Jamie Collette is a survivor of domestic violence. She's a single mother of 3. She works part-time and feels like at River West, they finally have a chance.
Sometimes people are in these situations not because of necessarily bad choices they made, but choices that other people made that negatively affected them. And then we are kind of left over with, hey, like, what do we do with that? We want to move forward in a positive way, but don't necessarily know how.
Riley Collette is her son.
You don't feel like you're poor whenever you live in these houses because it's like nice appliances, you know, they have like a pool, redid like the basketball court and like a splash pad over there, and just like it looks nice, and it looks nice on the inside and outside, and it's just, yeah, like you don't feel like you're poor when you're living there.
Monica Gwynn lived in the old Riverview project and moved back into River West about 3 years ago.
They're talking about putting in a grocery store, and then there's a lot more resources out here for people to get stuff done as far as jobs and finding jobs and just a lot of different stuff that will help a lot of people out here we didn't have before.
The Oklahoma Finance Agency in Oklahoma City helped Tulsa and River West stay on track. Last year, the state legislature gave them $215 million to start a new housing stability program. They say it will increase the amount of rental and for sale housing available, especially in rural areas around the state.
As part of the Oklahoma Housing Stability Program, we want to really make sure that we're using these dollars wisely. And we want the input from the general public. So far we've had 3 input sessions, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and on Zoom. And in the month of August, we have 4 more scheduled. 1 in Lawton, 1 in Tahlequah, 1 in Durant, and 1 in Woodward.
Steve Shaw, the Oklahoma News Report.